Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the discussion on the subject Engineering Mechanics. Under Engineering Mechanics, we are discussing a topic on friction. Under friction, we are solving a problem on wedge friction. This is the third solved problem we are discussing under wedge friction. The given problem is very important problem, and it was asked many times under university examinations. The given problem is, as shown in figure, two blocks each weighing 20 kilonewton and resting on a horizontal surface are to be pushed apart by a 30 degrees wedge. The angle of friction is 15 degrees for all contact surfaces. What value of P is required to start movement of the blocks? Here, left side 20 kilonewton block and right side another 20 kilonewton block. These two blocks are pushed by a wedge with the application of the force P. Now we will write the data. Here, weight of each block is equal to 20 kilonewton and angle of friction phi is equal to 15 degrees and inclination of the wedge is equal to 15 degrees. Here, our objective is to compute the value of the applied force P on the wedge to start the movement of the blocks. The following procedural steps are considered for solving the given problem. The first step is drawing free body diagram for any block and consider the equilibrium conditions. Here we are considering the equilibrium conditions of the forces, say summation of the horizontal forces is equal to 0 and summation of the vertical forces is equal to 0. And the second step is draw free body diagram for wedge and consider the equilibrium conditions, say summation of the horizontal forces is equal to 0 and summation of the vertical forces is equal to 0. That is, sigma f of x is equal to 0 and sigma f of y is equal to 0. And third step is compute the applied force P value to move the block. Now we will move towards drawing free body diagram for 20 kilonewton block. Now we'll discuss the concept as well as construction of drawing free body diagram for block. Here we are considering left side block. Here we are applying a force P on the wedge. With that, the wedge tends to move down. Then 20 kilonewton block left side tries to move upward direction along the wedge surface. Then frictional force acts downward direction along the wedge surface. That is, this frictional force acts downward direction along this wedge surface. F2 is the frictional force. Then we are applying a force P on the wedge. With that, the 20 kilonewton block, that is left side block, tries to move left on the horizontal surface so that frictional force acts rightward direction along the horizontal surface. F1 is the frictional force between 20 kilonewton block as well as horizontal surface. F2 is the frictional force between wedge as well as 20 kilonewton block. Now we will draw free body diagram for 20 kilonewton block, that is left side block. This is left side block. These two are the axis lines. 20 kilonewton is the weight of the block. We know that the weight of the block always acts vertically downward direction. Here, weight of the block is equal to 20 kilonewton. Then the horizontal surface is exerting a normal reaction, say N1 on 20 kilonewton block. Then the frictional force between horizontal surface as well as block acts rightward direction. That is, F1 is acting rightward direction. We will draw resultant force for normal reaction N1 and frictional force F1. We are naming this resultant force as R1. and the angle between normal reaction as well as resultant force is 15 degrees, which is nothing but angle of friction. N2 is the normal reaction exerted by the wedge on block, and F2 is the frictional force between wedge as well as block, and this frictional force is acting downward direction along the surface of the block. N2 is the normal reaction, F2 is the frictional force. Now we will draw resultant force for the normal reaction N2 as well as frictional force F2. We are naming this resultant force as R2. Then N2's inclination with the horizontal is nothing but wedge inclination, which is 15 degrees. Then the inclination between R2 as well as N2 is nothing but angle of friction, which is equal to 15 degrees. Then the total angle made by the resultant force R2 with the horizontal axis is equal to 15 degrees plus 15 degrees, which is equal to wedge angle plus angle of friction, which is equal to 30 degrees. Here, the normal reactive force N2 is perpendicular to this inclined surface of the block. Here, N1 is the normal reactive force exerted by the horizontal surface on the block, and F1 is the frictional force between horizontal surface and the block. R1 is the resultant force exerting on the block by the horizontal surface. N2 is the normal reactive force exerted by the wedge on block. F2 is the frictional force between wedge and the block. R2 is the resultant force exerting on the block by the wedge. Next step is resolving the resultant forces, say R1 as well as R2 acting on the block into horizontal as well as vertical components. The weight of the block is equal to 20 kilonewton, and the resultant force R2 is making an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal. R1 is making an angle 15 degrees with the vertical. Then we'll resolve R1 as well as R2 forces into their horizontal as well as vertical components. First we'll resolve horizontal component as well as vertical component of resultant force R1. For resultant force R1, the horizontal component is R1 sin 15 degrees and vertical component value is R1 cos 15 degrees. Then resolve R2 force also into horizontal component as well as vertical component. The horizontal component value is R2 cos 30 degrees and vertical component value is R2 sin 30 degrees. Now we'll consider the equilibrium of the block. Here we are considering summation of the horizontal forces is equal to 0 and summation of the vertical forces is equal to 0. That is sigma f of x is equal to 0 and sigma f of y is equal to 0. First we'll consider summation of the horizontal force is equal to 0. That is sigma f of x is equal to 0. Here the horizontal forces are R1 sin 15 degrees and R2 cos 30 degrees. Here we are considering rightward forces as positive, leftward forces as negative. Here R1 sin 15 degrees is rightward, R2 cos 30 degrees is leftward. Then R1 sin 15 degrees is equal to R2 cos 30 degrees. Then R1 is equal to R2 cos 30 degrees by sin 15 degrees, which is equal to 3.346 R2. Therefore, R1 is equal to 3.346 R2. R1 is equal to 3.346 R2 value is to be substituted under considering the summation of vertical forces is equal to 0 condition. That is sigma f of y is equal to 0. Here the vertical forces are 20 kilonewton, R1 cos 15 degrees and R2 sine 30 degrees. Here we are considering upward forces as positive, downward forces as negative. Then R1 cos 15 degrees is equal to R2 sine 30 degrees plus 20 kilonewton. Then substitute R1 is equal to 3.346 R2. Here sin 30 degrees is equal to 0.5 and we will take R2 sin 30 degrees left side, then 3.346 minus 0.5 R2 cos 15 degrees is equal to 20. 2.846 into R2 cos 15 degrees is equal to 20. 2.749 R2 is equal to 20. R2 is equal to 20 by 2.749, which is equal to 7.275 kilonewton. That is, the resultant force R2 is equal to 7.275 kilonewton. The resultant force R2 is equal to 7.275 kilonewton value is to be used in the next stage solution. Next step is to draw free body diagram for wedge. Now we will consider drawing free body diagram for the wedge. For drawing free body diagram for the wedge, we will consider active forces as well as reactive forces acting on the wedge. Here P is the applied force on the wedge. With that applied force on the wedge tends to move down along the contact surface of the left side block as well as right side block. This is the movement of the direction of the wedge. Then the frictional force is acting upward direction along the contact surface of the left side block as well as wedge and right side block as well as wedge. The magnitude of the frictional force is F2. Now we'll draw the free body diagram for the wedge. This is the wedge. Here, this is the y-axis and this one is the x-axis of the wedge. Now we'll consider reactive forces as well as active forces acting on the wedge. Here P is the active force, F2 is the reactive force and normal reaction exerted by the blocks on the wedge is N2, that is reactive force. Now we'll draw reactive forces as well as active forces on the wedge. N2 is the normal reaction exerted by the block on the wedge and F2 is the frictional force between wedge as well as block and the frictional force is acting upward direction along the contact surface of the wedge as well as block. Then we'll find the resultant force for normal reaction as well as frictional force, that is the resultant of N2 as well as F2 is R2. Then the angle of friction given in the problem as 15 degrees and wedge inclination given in the problem as 15 degrees. This is wedge inclination and angle of friction is in between N2 as well as R2, which is equal to 15 degrees. The resultant force R2's inclination with the horizontal axis is equal to summation of the angles, say angle of friction and wedge angle. Here angle of friction is 15 degrees and wedge angle is 15 degrees. Then this total angle becomes 30 degrees. Similarly, we will draw reactive forces exerted by the right side block on the wedge. Here N2 is the normal reaction exerted by the right side block on the wedge and F2 is the frictional force acting in between right side block as well as wedge and the direction of the frictional force is upward direction along the contact surface of right side block as well as wedge. Then we will draw resultant force for F2 as well as N2, that is R2. Then the angle of friction is 15 degrees, which is in between N2 as well as R2, and 15 degrees is the wedge angle. This is the angle of friction, and 15 degrees is the inclination of the wedge. Then resultant force R2's inclination with the horizontal is equal to angle of friction plus angle of the wedge, which is equal to 15 plus 15, which is equal to 30 degrees. Drawing reactive forces exerting on the wedge is completed. Now we draw the active force. Here the active force is P. Now we will resolve the resultant force R2 into horizontal component as well as vertical component. Make a note, the normal reaction exerted by the block on the wedge is N2, which is perpendicular to this inclination line on the wedge. Here, N2 is the normal reactive force exerted by the block on the wedge, and F2 is the frictional force between block as well as wedge. R2 is the resultant force exerted by the block on the wedge. Now we will resolve the resultant force R2 into its horizontal as well as vertical components. Here, the applied force P is acting vertically downward direction on the wedge, and resultant force R2 is making an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal line, and this resultant force R2 also making an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal line. Then we will resolve resultant force R2 into its horizontal component as well as vertical component. Here the horizontal component is R2 cos 30 degrees and vertical component is R2 sin 30 degrees. R2 cos 30 degrees and R2 sin 30 degrees. Similarly, for this also we will draw horizontal component as well as vertical component. Horizontal component is R2 cos 30 degrees and vertical component is R2 sin 30 degrees. Now we are considering the equilibrium of the wedge. Under this we are considering the condition summation of the vertical forces is equal to 0. That is sigma f of y is equal to 0. Here the vertical forces are R2 sin 30 degrees, R2 sin 30 degrees and the applied force P. Then sigma f of y is equal to 0. Here we are considering upward forces as positive, downward forces as negative. Here R2 sin 30 degrees is upward, R2 sin 30 degrees is upward and applied force P is downward. Then R2 sin 30 degrees plus R2 sin 30 degrees minus P is equal to 0. After simplifying this we will get 2R2 sin 30 degrees minus P is equal to 0. Then P is equal to 2R2 sin 30 degrees. Then substitute R2 value in this equation. Here R2 is equal to 7.275 kilonewton. After substituting R2 is equal to 7.275 in this equation, then we'll get P is equal to 2 into 7.275 into sin 30 degrees. After that we'll get P is equal to 7.275 kilonewton. Now we will write the answer. By applying a force of 7.275 kilonewton on wedge, the blocks starts to move. If you have any doubts or queries, to write it down below comment section. I will be very happy to answer it. Visit again for more videos on engineering mechanics using the links provided under the description of this video. Keep learning and knowledge sharing. Stay blessed. Thank you.